as part of our natural and inalienable rights is to resist government. Our founders not only knew that this was a right, but a responsibility. This legislation begins to break down this significantly, writes Gary Wood in the Examiner in England. So there is an article out of England on this. Paul, this is insane. This is insane. Gagging all the young people, bringing them into brigades. I've got the Philadelphia Daily News from 5 years ago, where the subdivision of AmeriCorps Secure Corps had the high schoolers training with M16s in gun confiscation, checkpoints, and fugitive apprehension. That was in the news. They are literally coming for us, and the dumbass public doesn't know.
Well, exactly. I mean, Obama said that it was his aim to cut carbon emissions by 80%.
Oh.
And
you just had Gordon Brown's head environmental minister say that they've got to reduce the UK population forcibly by 50%. They've got to have water rationing, water rationing, food rationing. That's the time. I mean, you just can't. These are criminals taking over. It isn't enough that they've ruled everything and sucked everything out with the banks. I am pissed, man. Because I'm sorry. Go ahead.
The thing about it, Alex, is that it's even the next step for America is what we've got in the UK. Because, for example, in America, you've got this Obama army of knock-a-door zombies, knocking on 1 million doors. That's proven completely pathetic. It was a total failure. But in England, this is where it really gets serious. They've actually got people who are recruited into a charity that has links to the government that masquerades as a charity. It's called Common Purpose. And this is where the people who are later appointed to positions of power within each city are fed the government line on how the city needs to be run, and they're assigned positions of power. And I just checked on my own city on who were members of this Common Purpose organisation, and literally every university, every police department, every branch of media and local government are infested with these Common Purpose members who have been recruited by this secret organisation, which, by the way, has its origins in a Marxist think tank from which Tony Blair got his political ideology. And they're now all in these positions of power throughout our cities in England, and that's the next stage for America.
Now, I want people to hear the magnitude, and I saw the articles you posted at prisonplanet.com on this. They are creating a spy force, and then they're merging it with this Common Purpose, and then literally they're also the community leaders. Then you cross-reference it, they're also part of the spy group, spying on everyone at every level. That's what Obama's doing, and this is literally what the Nazis, the East Germans, and the Soviets and the Communist Chinese did. They are following the exact pattern. It is happening now, and I had an article in here from the Associated Press. I can't find it now. It's somewhere here in my crazy stack that actually, zoom in on this, folks. This is just the stack of the last 2 days. I can't even keep track of it. Tilt that camera. I want folks to see on prisonplanet.tv what we're dealing with, where the new 29-year-old head of the state police in Illinois is a former military captain. And then I see this, they're now moving Army officers out to be the heads of state police, police chiefs everywhere. The military takeover is happening right now. I mean, it's happening, okay, folks? America is falling. The republic is falling. I've got mainstream news articles here where the Supreme Court today is hearing whether they're going to ban any movies or documentaries criticizing the government. Associated Press, Paul. Associated Press, Paul. I mean...
Yeah, it's regarding the Hillary Clinton documentary, isn't it?
Yes. I mean, the AP, with a straight face, acts like it's normal that they're considering banning criticizing government, claiming it's a violation of campaign finance laws. And we told people the way Russ Feingold was written in 2002 that it could end free speech the way it was written. Now they're implementing it. See, they're going to pass the draft through the Senate, and they're going to slowly, people are like, well, where's the draft? Where's it at? And then it'll phase in. But you've heard people calling, and it's in the news. They're already telling high schoolers, oh, you've got to do compulsory federal service now, and it's not even a law. They're just criminals.
And a serious thing related to the martial law issue, which you mentioned. We had the story from the New York County where there were some corrupt police beating up citizens. So the mayor just came forward and said, let's just declare martial law, just bring the troops in. And then he sent an email to us saying we misinterpreted his comments, when in that same email he repeated that they were still considering just announcing martial law. And that's going to be...
But he said it's only for a little while. Till the feds take over. Yeah. And then we had a caller earlier about how it's happening in Las Vegas. I mean, it is insane. And they're doing it so they can steal all your pension funds that you've been investing in for 30 years.
And the pretext is going to be this, quote, summer of rage, which is all coming from the media. Like basically,
and now we've caught the Ford Foundation and everybody else funding the riot groups.
Yeah, and the big flashpoint for that, or one of the big flashpoints, is going to be April 2nd in London with the G20 meeting, and that's where they're saying there's going to be a lot of riots, there's going to be a big police clampdown, and that's exactly what they want. And
they're announcing at the G20, they're going to openly, they've already announced, but they're going to officially say World Government Bank that controls the whole planet, as Newsweek and Time have said, totally ruling everyone. And instead of covering what they're doing, the news is going to cover the hired thugs they bring. And we've caught them in Denver last year, Denver Post, police staging as anarchists. My God, it's a vortex of evil, and they want your bank accounts, they want your children, they want you to be indentured servants. This is it. They're launching attacks at every level. You've got to wake up. You've got to get the Obama deception on DVD and get it out to everybody. They're openly announcing they want to shut down the web. Jay Rockefeller, it's openly happening. This is the time to be awake. This is the time to be involved. Paul Watson, stay with us! Folks, we have all the intelligence. We have the documents. We know the battle plan. It's all admitted. Total takeover of America. Secret police everywhere. Youth brigades. Military taking over all the police departments. Total evil so they can steal all the bank accounts, everything, and make us third world slaves. We're being looted. We're being literally mugged right now. This is what the international bankers have done all over the planet. It's happening here. It's happening in England. It's classical tyranny. These are criminals. These are hardcore control freaks. Paul Watson, we need a headline that explains it. Giant national draft for all Americans, slavery about to pass Senate. You need to throw the kitchen sink at them, show them the Army documents, the Army public memorandums where they're saying forced service. We need the Rahm Emanuel clips. We need the clips of Obama saying it, Emanuel saying it on C-SPAN. I mean, folks, this is slavery. It's not enough to steal your bank accounts and devalue the dollar and bring in New World Order and have the bankers loot everything. And we go out and protest the Federal Reserve peacefully in Dallas with Ron Paul's brother and the Army documents. We called the Army. They admit it's their documents. They won't come on the air. The Army calling us terrorists and telling their military in plain clothes to look out. We may try to kill them. I mean, do you understand? This is secret police telling the military we're terrorists because we're protesting the bastard bankers. People need to be more angry. You know, I get conditioned to all this and become accepting of it as I cover it just because it becomes normalized. But then all the time it just hits me when I blow up how insane this is. We've got to arrest all these bankers. We've got to have grand juries indict them, as Ron Paul said 2 weeks ago here. We have got to get aggressive with these criminals or they're going to kick our butts and they're going to set up death camps. The globalists are running this, folks, and they kill people everywhere they go. They killed 1,300,000 Iraqis. They aren't playing games. And if you think they care about you any more than they care about the Iraqis, you got another thing coming. And they got their liberal fake messiah with all these idiots following them, all these lazy, stupid nobodies. They're going to love all the power they're being given. We're in a red-level crisis. They're federalizing high schools everywhere, turning them into military schools. Paul Watson, I know I'm ranting, but we should be ranting. My God, I'm sick of this.
Alex, it passed the Senate last night. I mean, there's been so little coverage of it.
Oh, my God.
We didn't even see it.
Oh, my God. How did you confirm that? Red level. How did you discover that? Give me the documentation.
The headline is National Service Corps Bill Clears Senate Hurdle. It's the New York Times. 74-14 cleared last night.
Oh, God, they're going to do everything. You know why I freak out? Because I keep thinking we're going to stop them, we're going to back them off. Folks, they're going to do it all. They're going to stage terror attacks next. They're going to launch new wars next. Paul, they're going for, the gun confiscation's coming, folks. They're coming for your guns. Paul, read me the article.
It's National Service Corps Bill Clears Senate Hurdle by Kate Phillips, New York Times.
So they passed the House, they passed the Senate. We've got to stop it in conference as they merge the two bills, or, oh, my God. Go ahead, Watson.
It's the same bill. It's the Give Act.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, that means it's done. Oh, you mean they passed this? Oh, my God. It's law. Are you saying it's the same version?
It's 1388, the Give Act. Yeah, it's the same version.
They have reinstituted slavery that ended in the 1860s. This is not a draft. This is slavery. Senate and House pass new slavery bill, and that's what it is. And don't you dare email me and tell me I'm exaggerating or that isn't what it is. I know exactly what it is. And you'll never get my children. You'll never get my family, and I'm not going to serve the government anymore. You suck enough off of us, you parasite criminals. Stay there, Watson. Stay there!